You don't have to perform. Yesterday we talked about how we receive faith from God and get to live it out. But here's where many of us get stuck. We turn faith into a performance. I should read my Bible more. I ought to pray better. I should understand this by now. I ought to want to go to church. Can you hear the heaviness? Whenever you catch yourself thinking, I should want this or I ought to be better at that, reject the temptation to simply try harder. Receive it instead as an invitation to slow down and get curious. God doesn't want your performance. He wants your heart. Scripture tells us that people look at the outward appearance, but God looks at the heart. He cares about what's happening inside you, not how well you're checking off spiritual boxes. So get curious instead of critical. Why don't I want to do that? What's making this feel hard? What am I actually afraid of? Curiosity here means noticing what's happening in your heart instead of judging yourself for it. And here's what's beautiful. God cares about those deeper things. He's not waiting for you to clean up your act before He helps you. He wants to meet you right where you are and walk with you from there. Remember what we talked about on day 1? Faith is something you receive from God, not something you achieve through effort. So where you, and I, feel pressure to be more spiritual or have stronger faith, the invitation is usually to receive more from God, not to perform more for Him. You get to bring Him every should and ought to. Not as confessions of failure, but as openings where God can form your desires, reshape your motivations, and plant something true in your heart. And as He does that, the fruit that grows will be real, not forced. Natural, not pressured. Alive, not exhausting. So if there's an area today where you feel the weight of I should, bring it to Him. Ask God, what do you want to do in my heart here? Then invite Him to do it. Tomorrow, we're looking at one of the hardest places to trust God. When He answers differently than you hoped.
But the Lord said unto Samuel, Look not on his countenance, or on the height of his stature, because I have refused him. For the Lord seeth not as man seeth. For man looketh on the outward appearance, but the Lord looketh on the heart. Not that we are sufficient of ourselves to think anything as of ourselves, but our sufficiency is of God. Create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within me.